I'm Amanda. Welcome to my channel if you're joining for the first time, and if not, thank you so much for coming back for today's flow. So today we're going to be doing a 60-minute Baptiste style power vinyasa. If you're familiar with Baptiste, it is a journey into power flow that's very physical. If you're not, definitely do what you need to support yourself throughout today's 60-minute flow. Grab any props you might need. For me, I always love to flow with cork blocks underneath my hands. If you don't have cork blocks, you can always use textbooks or anything else to help to bring the ground to you. You're going to see that I have some bolsters, blankets, pillows. Bring anything you need into your practice space. Definitely also recommend having water. Anything that I'm offering you that might not work, please feel free to pull back. Child's pose is always here for you as your resting pose, downward facing dog as well. If the things that I'm offering you don't feel invigorating enough, then go ahead and push a little bit more forward and, challenge yourself a little bit. Always ways to make yoga work for you. So let's hop right into the flow. So let's get started right in child's pose. So sink your seat towards your heels. Let the crown of your head, let your forehead, rest on the mat. And just start to take a few deep breaths in and out through your nose. If you have Ujjayi breath in your practice, which is creating the sound of the ocean by constricting the back of your throat each time you exhale, do that. If not, you can feel free to just take deep breaths in and out through your nose. You're going to see that I have my hands on blocks, which is something that I love to do to create a little bit more space in my armpits and allow my seat to sink back towards my heels a little bit deeper. But you do whatever works for you. And just start to take nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. If you're somebody who likes to have music while you flow, I'm going to include a link to a playlist in the comment section right below this video. But Baptiste yoga is typically done without songs, without music. So you do whatever works for you. Deepen your breath. And land right in the space. Press your shins into the mat, press your hands down, and roll your shoulder blades onto your back in towards your spine. Downward facing dog. So go ahead and do whatever you need to do to get into your body. You can pedal out your feet, you can walk your dog slightly, you can lift your heels, you can let them melt towards the ground. And let's start to really fire up the body here. So press all 10 knuckles into the mat and claw up the mat, creating a suction cup under the palm of your hand. Bend your knees here and press your navel all the way towards your thighs to lift your seat up a little bit higher to the place where the wall meets the ceiling. Let your heels melt down to the ground. Set your gaze to the back center point of your mat. Back of your neck stays nice and long. And as we flow and breathe this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whenever you're taking class with me, can you allow your breath to be the tool that anchors you into this space? And when thoughts take you out, can you catch yourself and just come right back to your breath? Ragdoll. So make your way to the top of your mat. Take your feet about hip width distance, maybe a little bit wider, whatever feels better on your pelvis. You can leave your hands on blocks like what I'm doing, or you can grab opposite elbows. Let the crown of your head fall heavy, sway from side to side if that feels good on your body. You can press forward and back. extended mountain. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling and take a few moments here. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Navel pulls back towards your spine and press your rib cage all the way back. So what naturally happens is a banana. What we want to do is keep pulling everything in towards center line. Pull your arm bones in towards your ears. Set your gaze or your drishti to a spot in front of you that's not moving. And focus right there. Hand slides a prayer right in front of your heart. Let your eyes close down. Can you be right here now for the next 55 minutes or so? Really committing to the practice and to working the physical foundation of each pose. Next, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. So reach the crown of your head away from your tailbone. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Plant your palms, step back, high plank. Your choice here, you can hold your high plank with your legs up, or you can place your knees down. Whatever you need to do, moment to moment. Next, inhale, roll forward. Exhale, take a low plank. Pull your elbows in towards your rib cage. Flip over your feet. Inhale for your upward facing dog. Cobra, baby cobra, whatever you're ready for. Exhale, lift your seat up and back, downward facing dog. One sun salutation A is done. We're going for 4 more. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Your choice, step, hop, or walk, top of your mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Next, inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, your choice here, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank, or straight back to downward facing dog. So you can always skip the flow. We always meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Your choice, step, hop, or walk, top of your mat. Once you arrive, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your choice, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank, or straight back. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhaling up and back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Really starting to create that heat, the tapas inside your body. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk. Halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, rise up. Maybe you rise a little bit higher. Maybe a back bend's there for you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms and take your flow, high to low or straight back. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose if that works for you. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, flow it out. Next, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, pull your knee to your nose and land your foot in between your hands. Left foot falls on its natural angle. Inhale, you rise up, warrior one. If this feels like too much on your pelvis, you can always toe heel your right foot to the edge of your mat. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink into your right thigh a little bit deeper. Press your right knee to the pinky toe side edge of your foot. Deep breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your foot, and take a flow, high to low plank or straight back. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhaling up and back, downward facing dog. Switching sides, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, pull your knee to your nose, land your foot in between your hands. Right foot falls on its natural angle. Inhale, you rise. Right, it's perfect. Sometimes we lose our footing, and that's kind of like how life, is reflected of what happens on the mat. So how do we continue to stay present, not judge it, let it be, and come right back to the flow, right back to the breath? Because it's real, right? It's a real life. This is what really happens. Press the razor side edge of your right foot into the mat. Lift your inner arch towards your ankle. Shoulders melt away from your ears. Deep breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down from your foot and take a flow, high to low. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Next inhale, you rise up. Exhale, sink back, chair. So if it works, bring your big toes to touch. There can be a little bit of space between your ankles. Press everything in towards center line. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink your seat a little bit lower. Maybe you lift your heart a little bit higher and shine your light. Right, notice all the sensations that are showing up in your body. And can you stay? Can you use your breath as the tool to help you stay right here, right now on your mat? Even as all the thoughts show up. One more deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Nice work. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, take your flow. So we're gonna do all of that a little bit quicker. We're gonna flow it out. We're gonna go one breath, one movement. You do your best. If you need to pull back at any point, you do that. Next, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink back, chair. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, flow, or skip. Warrior one, right side. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, you flow. Warrior one, left side. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Sink down, chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, flow it out. Warrior one. Flow. Warrior one, left side. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, step, hop, or walk. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flow it out. Warrior one, right side. Flow. Warrior one, left side. Take your time. Inhale to rise. Exhale to flow. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Chair. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. High to low. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior one, right side. Exhale, you flow. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Warrior one, left side. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Right here, you can roll out your ankle, you can roll out your knee. Soften your left knee here as much as you need to. Now it's your choice, you can stay here, or if you have it in your practice, slowly flip over into a back bend. If you're in the back bend, bend your elbow, your left elbow, reach your right fingertips up, maybe wheel is here for you. Puff up your chest, drop your head back. Next inhale, reach your right fingertips back up. Exhale, come back over, downward facing dog. Roll forward to high plank, side plank, right side. Plenty of options here. Option one, you can place your knee down for a little bit of support. It's perfect. You want to lift your left leg up, you can do that. You want to keep your feet stacked to keep it really active. Align the back of your head with the back of your pelvis. You might need to press your head back a little bit, soften your elbow. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift your left leg. Maybe you tree branch. Right? Take a tree. Come back over, high plank. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Nice work. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Notice where your thoughts have taken you as we started to move and breathe together. And if they've taken you out of the flow, just come right back. Next inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Stacking left hip over right. Oop, I lost my earbud there. Your choice, stay here or flip over quietly into a back bend, nice and controlled. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift your left arm up. Maybe you cactus your left arm, puff up your chest. Inhale, lift your left arm back up. Come back over, downward facing dog. High plank, side plank, left side. Again, feel free to express out here. Pressing the back of your head in line with the back of your pelvis. Pull your belly button all the way up and in towards your spine. Uddiyana Bandha, right, the core lock. Lift your left hip up even higher. Maybe you lift your right leg, maybe you bend your knee. Maybe you reach your right fingertips overhead for a full side stretch. Come back over, high plank. Roll forward, low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, pull your knee to your nose and land your foot in between your hands. Crescent lunge. Up to you, back knee can come down. Or for more heat, tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. When you're ready, you rise. Shoulders melt away from your ears. Back heel is lifted. So if you can, stack your heel over your big toe ball mound. Are you playing it small? Can you sink into your right thigh a little bit deeper, let your shoulders melt away from your ears? You can cactus your arms here. Hands can come to your hips if it feels like too much on your shoulders. Right, acknowledging that we're talking about the present moment. So sometimes our bodies show up differently in space, and it's all good. Your choice, stay here or open your arms wide to a T. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, revolving crescent. Left arm forward, right arm back. You can also take a prayer twist. The prayer twist would be hands at prayer and then bending and twisting. Just be very mindful if you're taking the prayer twist. If you have anything going on with your lower back or disc issues, I actually don't recommend taking it. So the open arm twist might be a little bit more accessible for your body. Inhale, reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper, pressing your thighs together. Warrior two. So you get there, however you get there. Right, so pull your left arm back to stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Set your gaze over your right middle finger. And let your body melt into the pose. Pressing the razor side edge of your left foot into the mat, lift your inner arch. Next inhale, reach your right fingertips forward. Extended side angle. Right arm down, left arm up. Feel free to express out here. You can take a half bind, a full bind, a bird of paradise if you have the balance. Go for it. Notice what's happening with your right shoulder. See mine's dropping in? Pull your right shoulder back and in towards your spine. Are your hands engaged or are they like noodles? How can you engage even from your fingertips? One more deep breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Check in, notice how your body feels now in comparison to when you first stepped on your mat. Maybe it doesn't feel any different, and that's fine too. Crescent lunge, left side. Acknowledging that your body may show up differently in space on different sides. So this crescent lunge might not feel as good as the other side, or maybe it feels better, and maybe they're both the same. Maybe you need to drop your knee down. It's all good. Press your right heel back and now pull it forward and find that space right in the center where you feel most stable, where you feel most powerful. Your choice, crescent prayer twist, open arm twist. I'm going to take the open arm because I do have herniations in my lumbar spine. So I'm very mindful of twisting and bending. You might hear my little Yorkie Bachi barking. And even that, right? How can we remain present in the moment, even when there's distractions? Because life brings up lots of distractions every single moment. Right? How do you continue to focus on what you want to create, even when things might want to pull you out? Right? As you flow in your own home, maybe you're like, oh my goodness, I have to change the laundry. The phone's ringing. How do you continue to come back and commit to your practice, to yourself? Warrior two. Extended side angle. Maybe you do something different on this side. You can reach your fingertips overhead. Maybe bring your left fingertips up as well, like you're grabbing an imaginary beach ball to activate your core. Deep breath in. Flow it out. High to low or straight back. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhaling downward. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk. Top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Chair. Thunderbolt. Twist to the right. So now it's up to you. Hands can come to prayer and you can take a prayer twist, or something that might be a little bit more accessible on your body. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width. Take your left arm, place it on your thighs, reach your right fingertips up. So an open arm twist might just feel better on your body. For me, I am listening to my body lately and pulling back. For me, ego showed up for years. I always felt like I had to do power. But now I need to take the tools. Just bring them with me. One more deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Take your peace fingers, your pointer finger and your middle finger. Wrap them around your big toes. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Release the crown of your head. Shake it, yes, shake it, no. Hands can slide to blocks if that just feels like too much on your hamstrings or your IT bands. If not, keep the connection of your fingers to your toes. Toe heel your feet back together. Chair. Twist to the left. So I'm going to take the open arm twist, but you do whatever works better for you. Each time you inhale, can you sink your seat lower? Exhale, lift your heart higher. Twist a little bit deeper. See what feels better on your neck, looking down, straight ahead, or up towards the ceiling. One more deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Palms to toes. So if it works, slide your hands underneath your feet, toes up to your wrist crease. Inhale to a halfway lift, reach the crown of your head towards the front of your room, and exhale, fold in. Bend your elbows deeply to the opposite sides of the room. Shake your head. Yes, shake it now. One more time. Release your hands from underneath your feet, toe heel your feet together. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hand slide to prayer. Take a moment here to set your gaze or your drishti to a spot in front of you that's not moving. We're going to start to balance. So let's start by setting up the foundation. Like we said, setting up the foundation helps us to really express out in the poses. So lift your toes, spread them out nice and wide, and anchor all four corners of your feet to the mat. Pull your leg muscles right to the bones. Lift your shoulders towards your ears and now let them melt away. Eagle pose, right side. So your right leg's gonna come over. Right arm is gonna come under. If this is too much on your shoulders, you can give yourself a hug, or you can even cactus. What do you need right now? You can take a double wrap with your leg. You can even kickstand your toe if that's what you need to do. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink your seat a little lower. See if you can bring your shoulders in line with the back of your pelvis. Set your gaze. Standing leg raise, right side. So left hand comes to your hip, right hand to your knee, and maybe you open it to the side of the room. If you have the toe lock, you can go for that as well. Right, really give yourself permission here to be in this moment. If you fall out, again, you come right back. Come back in through center. Plant your right foot down, left leg lifts, airplane. Give yourself a break, other side. Hands alongside your body, palms facing down. Soften your right knee so much that your left leg lifts. Tuck your chin to your throat, back of your neck stays nice and long. Your choice now, stay here or half moon. Left hand comes down. I love to use a block, but you do whatever works for you. Right hip, sorry, you know, you're on the other side because I was mirroring you. Right hand down, left fingertips lift. Flex your foot, pull your navel towards your spine. Deep breath in. You can bend your knee, you can catch your ankle. Lifting the right side of your ribcage towards the ceiling. If you fall out, come right back. And land it all over the top of your mat. Nice work. Dancer pose, right side. So I like to get into it by reaching my arms up and then backstroking my right arm to reach for the inside of my right foot. Take a moment to align your thighs together. Stay here or kick your foot into your hands, press your hands into your foot and lift your chest. See if you can really put your brain in the inside of your right thigh and take that internal rotation. Lifting up a little bit higher. And come down through center. Tree pose, right side. So make your choice, right foot inside of ankle, calf or thigh. Pressing your foot into your leg, leg into your foot. Hand slide to prayer. You can express out. You can sway from side to side. And then come right back through center. We're just gonna switch sides. So eagle pose, left side. So your left leg comes over, left arm under. Again, double rep if you'd like it, kickstand. Hands can be a prayer, or they can be cactus. Pull your navel all the way in towards your spine and fill the space with breath. Standing leg raise. Your choice. If you're not taking the toe lock, see if you can align your heel right underneath your knee and pull your belly button in towards your spine. Come back in through center, plant your foot down, and take airplane on the other side. I think I took the wrong side there. Half moon. Stacking your right hip over your left. Whoop, I fell down, see? It's all good, right? Even as instructors, there's nothing perfect. That's why yoga can be so humbling, right? Bend your knee, catch your ankle if you'd like. Lifting the left side of your rib cage towards the ceiling, shining your light. Letting it go. And coming right back. Dancer, left side. Set yourself up. You can stay right here. It's perfect. If not, kick into your hands and lift up. And land. Tree pose, left side. Set yourself up. Wherever you choose to place your foot, make sure it's not on your knee. So either above your knee or below your knee joint. We don't want to press on the knee joint because over time, that can be injurious. Again, express out. If that works for you. And then come right back to the top of your mat if you're not there. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, right foot steps forward, triangle. I love to take triangle with a block, so placing a block on the highest level, turning my torso and then lifting my left fingertips up. But you do whatever works for you. See if you can align your right lung right over your right thigh. Again, tapping in, seeing what feels better, looking down, straight ahead, or up towards the ceiling. This pose is called triangle because if you look at my body right now, you're going to see a lot of triangles. Even if you're near a mirror, you can look at your own and check it out. The poses we're doing right now are all about grounding, right? So if you're somebody who deals with a little bit of anxiety or worry in the moment, taking a pose like this will help to anchor you, to help you check in and tap into your foundation. Toes turn towards the long side of your mat, fold right in. Side facing wide leg forward folds. You can bend and straighten one leg at a time here if that feels right and good on your body. You can shake your head, yes, shake it, no. You could even add in twists. Walking your fingertips towards your back foot. Bending your knee and then reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling. Reach the crown of your head away from your tailbone. And notice where the weight is in your feet. Is it all the way back towards your ankles? Start to shift the weight into your toes a little bit so that the weight is right in the center of your foot. Bring your left hand back down and walk over towards your right foot and just switching sides, bending your knees here as much as you need to. So turn your right toes back towards the front of your mat. Left foot comes halfway forward. Namaste, front facing forward fold. So bend your knees, pull your right hip crease back. Exhale, press your left hip crease forward. Inhale, reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Exhale, fold it. Gaze can be at your left big toe or up towards your belly button. Whatever feels better. Twisting triangle. So left hand plants down on a block or on the mat. Inhale, reach the crown of your head away from your tailbone. Exhale, right fingertips lift up. Now, if this feels like too much, you can always place your right hand on your hip. And I have an amazing mentor who once said, actually Marietta, who once said to me, lifting your right fingertips is just a cherry on the top of the sundae, right? The sundae's still delicious without the cherry, and the pose is still great without that extra little something. Inhale, reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Exhale, twist from your torso a little bit deeper. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank or straight back. Flowing it out. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhaling up and back. Triangle left side. So one more time, set yourself up. Maybe right fingertips lift, maybe right hand stays on your hip. Press the razor side edge of your right foot into the mat, lift your inner arch towards your ankle. Draw your leg muscles right to the bones. Side facing wide leg forward fold. So maybe this time you take an interlace behind your back. Maybe you bend your knees and let the interlace fall overhead. Be very mindful here if you have tight hamstrings, tight IT bands. This might feel like a lot. It could be really intense, so you do whatever you need to do. Release your interlace. Namaste, front facing forward fold. Set your gaze one more time to your right big toe or up towards your belly button. And for my ladies, think of pulling on a pair of pantyhose. You know how everything sucks right to the bone? That's how intentional we want to be in the legs. For guys, I would just say, I think this has worked with like football players. If you've ever pulled on like knee pads or an ace bandage for your knee and how everything kind of sucks in, that's how intentional. I guess the ladies would know that too if you've ever done it. Just always think of pulling in towards center line. The more we draw in, the more we have the ability to expand in the poses and express out. Stay here or twisting triangle. Should we do it with a block? So my right hand's coming down, left fingertips lift. Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll forward to high plank and lower all the way down to your mat. Take a moment here, to come right back to the present moment. If you've lost the present moment, let your cheek melt to one side. Let your eyes slip closed and feel your body on the mat. Hands alongside your body, palms facing down, locust. Lift up. Press your pelvis down and lift one more rib. And lower all the way down to the mat, other cheek melts. Locust with an interlace. And lower down. Feet to touch, knees tight or wide. Sink back, child's pose. Take a moment here one more time to come back to the present moment. Again, if thoughts took you out, it's perfect. Without judgment, without making it mean anything, can you just come back to your breath? And feel your body in the space. Feel the texture and the temperature of the mat below your body. Bridge. Brush your heels with your fingertips to make sure they're in alignment, and then lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. You can take an interlace behind your back if you'd like. Pressing your interlace down, lift your pelvis a little bit higher. So just like when we were in Dancer, think of that internal rotation. So turning the inside of your thighs down towards the mat, pressing everything in towards center line. Maybe you can lift up a little bit higher. And lower down to the mat, upper back, middle back, lower back. Take one more back bend of your choice. You can take another bridge, you can go for wheel. I'm not doing wheel currently because I do have a shoulder injury I'm working through, but you do whatever works better for you. So make your choice and inhale, rise up. If you're in wheel, pull your leg muscles to the bones and press your chest through your upper arm bones towards the back wall. If you're in bridge, anchor all four corners of your feet down, lift your pelvis a little bit higher and lower down to the mat. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Supta Baddha Konasana, or butterfly on your back, right? Soles of your feet together, knees out nice and wide. If this feels like too much on your hips, you can slide blocks right underneath your knees to support you. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. And feel all of that prana, right? All the energy you just created in your body. Happy baby. You can grab for the outsides of your feet or insides. Actually, recently I started grabbing for the insides, and it helps me to really tilt my pelvis towards, well, my sits bones really. So the back of my pelvis towards the front of the mat to take out any tension. You can sway from side to side. You can bend and straighten one leg. Right? The beautiful thing about practicing at home is that there's nobody there, right, to compare yourself to. Not that we, as yogis, right, we definitely don't want to be worrying about comparison or about what anybody else is doing. But the beautiful thing about flowing at home is that you can really take your practice anywhere. You can probably go to the wall, jump up and down, scream a little bit. You do whatever you have to do. Hug your knees into your belly. Take a little rock and roll up and down your mat. Once you arrive at the top, see if you can hold your boat. Maybe you grab for your toes and lift everything up. Maybe your elbows bend to the sides of the room. Pull your belly button all the way up and in towards your spine. Balancing, 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 engaging your core. And let it go. Take a little rock and roll. Once you arrive at the top, cross your ankles, step back, downward facing dog. Half pigeon right side. So lift your right leg up, stack your right knee behind your right wrist, walk your left foot back. Inhale, lift up to proud pigeon, exhale to fold. If a traditional pigeon does not work for you, totally fine. You can take a figure 4 on your back. That would just look like this. You just be crossing your ankle over your thigh. And then you can grab for the back of your left thigh, threading your hands through, and then press your thigh away from you to open up the hip a little bit. If this is even too much, you can just place your left foot down on the mat. You can use your right hand to press your thigh away from you. But I'm gonna go into traditional pigeon with you. So, as we start to slow down the practice, come back to our breath, right? Take a few moments here to notice how your body feels on the mat and notice where those thoughts have taken you. And I invite you to really think on presence. For me, it was really my breath and my yoga practice that gave me access to presence so many years ago. Take 3 more breaths on this side. I knew that if I didn't find yoga about 6 years ago when I did, I would have wound up divorced. Because my husband would give me such beautiful, constructive feedback and criticism about the things that I was doing, and I would become immediately defensive. It was like if he was here, I was like, boom, immediately. It was never, let me take a moment, let me receive that. It was just, well, you did this, well, you did that. Right? And it just wasn't serving us. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and come back, downward facing dog. We'll just switch sides. Half pigeon, left side. So for me, it took, getting into my yoga practice, landing on my mat and starting to breathe and move and slow down. And it started to really come into effect and into play in my everyday life off the mat. Give yourself 8 full rounds of breath right here. And what happened was when he would give me feedback, rather than react to what he was giving me, I would actually respond. So I would do the thing that I was just saying. I would slow down, come to my breath, choose to be in the looking, right, and get curious about what he was saying rather than feel like I had to defend myself. Take 3 more breaths. After that 3rd round of breath, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and come back through downward facing dog. Come down through tabletop. Seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So remove the flesh from underneath your seat. Kind of shake your legs a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold over your legs. Now, if you see naturally my knees pop up, because my hamstrings, my IT bands are very tight, so you can feel free to do the same thing. So lift your knees here as much as you need to. Slide a block onto your knees if you'd like. If you have a very long reach, you can take a block and place it right at the base of your feet to extend a little bit longer. Whatever you choose, inhale, reach your shoulders up. Exhale, fold in a little bit deeper. Think of taking the roundness out of your spine. What naturally happens often is this. What we want to do is draw the shoulders back. This pose is really about the stretch in the legs, and in the hamstring, the back is just a little something extra. Right? So as we start to slow down the practice and really go inward, I invite you to notice what presence and your breath could give you access to in your own life. For me, it gave me the ability to slow down, to find peace, and to truly receive the feedback my husband was giving me. And all it did was deepen our relationship. It deepened our connection. And ultimately, it saved my marriage. Right? Let's call it what it is. Slowly start to roll up. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. So turn your fingertips towards your heels, plant your feet, and lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. You want to go for a little bit more heat. Straighten one leg, straighten the other, and then lift your pelvis up. Right. Opening the whole front of your body. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Take any inversion of your choice. For me, I'm going to take waterfall, so I'll talk you through it. So just lower down to the mat. Lift your pelvis, slide a block right at the back of your pelvis, and then lift your legs towards the ceiling. You can point and flex your toes, roll out your ankles. So as we come back to this moment, I invite you to notice, just like me, what could presence open up for you in your life? Could it do the same thing for you that it did for me? Helping you to really connect, to receive things, right, without judging yourself or anybody else. How could it change your relationships to yourself and to others? Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat, lift your pelvis, slide the block out to the side. Next inhale, pull your knees to your belly. Exhale, let them melt to the right, supine twist. You can open your arms wide to a T. You can look over your left shoulder to add in a cervical twist. You want to go for a deeper stretch. You can actually straighten your left leg and use your right fingertips to reach for your left foot or your toes. If your shoulder is lifting up, your left shoulder, just kind of remind it to melt. Next inhale, hug your knees back in through center. Supine twist left side. You can straighten your right leg, you can reach for your toes. You can take your right arm wide, take up space. Supta Baddha Konasana. Come back through center, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. One hand on your heart, one on your belly. Shavasana. So you can straighten your legs long in front of you, or you can leave your feet to touch. Roll your shoulder blades in towards your spine to lift your heart. If you want to feel grounded, flip your palms towards the mat. If you want to feel open to the universe and what it wants to offer you, and you want to feel energized, flip your palms towards the ceiling. Whatever you choose to do, set yourself up. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. So the beautiful thing about being home is that you can stay in your final rest as long as you'd like. If you're ready though, start to welcome movement into your fingers and toes. Maybe roll your head yes, no, shake it from side to side. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat and roll to your right side for fetal posture, using your arm as a pillow. Just take a moment here to tap in and to acknowledge yourself for showing up and for doing the work for the last 60 minutes. And as we prepare to step off the mat and back into your life, I invite you to notice where you can start to create space. Right? In the moments when things feel out of your control, can you anchor into your breath? Catch yourself and come back to this moment. Because it's only in the present that we have access to true connection, a sense of peace and calm, and joy. With your eyes closed and your head heavy, come up to a seat at the top of your mat. You can turn and face inward. Bring our hands to prayer right in front of our hearts. The love and light in me honors, respects, and is so very grateful for the love and light in you. Lift your heart to the skies above, and let's bow before one another. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining me for your 60-minute Baptiste journey into Power Flow. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, and follow me here on YouTube. As always, if you have any feedback, any questions, or anything you'd like me to work into your flow, leave a comment below. And I do hope I get to see you real soon.